Hey guys, welcome back to the final episode of Love Island Beyond the Villa, season 1, episode 8, Soul Tied with All the Feels. Oh, this was a whack episode. I feel like I don't know who the producers were, but they dropped the ball and I found us following people that to me weren't the people that I came to see. But that's my opinion. You tell me yours. So at the start of the episode, we are still in Miami and everybody is heading to Serena's penthouse. Miguel is the first to arrive, and it's obvious that they have a relationship because she's like, "Hey, Miggy, where's Leah?" So like they just have that dynamic. She's resting at the time, followed by Connor and Aaron, who points out that it's obvious who from the show, one, because of how nice that penthouse is. One thing that is clear to me is that Aaron continued throughout this process to kind of look down on the people who've decided to take advantage of this opportunity by receiving additional income and doing more than just complaining about things. I really get annoyed by him constantly talking about them being influencers as if it's something bad when they're maximizing the moment. So Serena hugs everyone. Janae and Kenny and Kayla arrive. Aaron and Connor waste no time to grab their food and go upstairs to enjoy the beautiful pool and ocean view. And Kayla shortly comes upstairs afterwards. The tension is still there with Aaron and Kayla. He's willing to sit in the sun and have it beaming on him rather than sitting in the shade, because if he sits in the shade, then that means he has to sit by Kayla, who's sitting next to Miguel and Serena. So he doesn't even want to sit at the table, same table as her. Liv and Kendall arrive, and then we hear that Cassidy, whom I don't really remember, is going to be there as well. I really forgot all about that girl. I thought when I saw her that she was with Rob for a moment, but it looks like she kissed Miguel for a split second as well. So Kenny gets a call while all this is going on from his father about his brother Gabe. Apparently, his brother Gabe has epilepsy, which means he has seizures. And recently, he had one that lasted between 9 to 10 minutes. That's a big deal. So he is currently in ICU, incubated and unconscious. They probably did that to get a hold of his seizures, because when you have seizures like that, it can do serious damage and you don't want that. So Janae goes to check on him and be the supportive girlfriend, and he breaks down crying and she does a good job of supporting him. We all said that Kenny seemed very disconnected while filming this. And we see later on why, because shortly after is when this whole breakup things. But even in that moment when she was kind of there for him, I was looking at him like something was off. So Kayla joins them and wants to know what's wrong. They kind of fill her in and she can relate to, going through stuff with your family. So Kenny asks Janae if she can pray. So she prays for Kayla as well as for Kenny and his situation. That girl held that man down. I'm no longer a fan of Kenny, but I felt bad in that moment hearing about his brother. The good news is, based on the show, he went to see him and everything else like that, and his brother is okay. So Cassidy arrives at the beach. Connor and Aaron are playing with the ball. They're tossing a ball as Connor is talking to Kayla. And Kayla catches the ball and then uses this as a time to kind of have a moment with Aaron. She apologizes for what she said at Cordell's birthday dinner and for pulling him into her and Liv's issues. She then talks about the night that she and he had a disagreement at Kendall's party, and he just feels like she did too much and that he didn't appreciate her saying that he was jealous. Even though you didn't appreciate it, Aaron, I think it's very clear that you are jealous. that you are envious that Kayla is now in something serious with this young man and you were not able to have your chance. As much as Aaron is trying to act like it's all Kayla, he wants Kayla just as much as at one point she wanted him. So she feels like he was being standoffish and that he looked depressed. And he explains, like, look, I tried to act pleasant and be normal around you, especially given the situation because you have this guy here. But the day before, when we were hanging out, the way that you acted was disrespectful towards him. You said things, you did things. He then tells us that if when the cameras went down, Kayla basically told him that if they hung out too much, that she might catch feelings. And he's like, I wouldn't let that happen. And she says that she basically already has. I think that moment when they were sitting outside of Liv's party and they were talking, the both of them felt feels. Given everything that they went through, and because I don't know if they were able to both have closure the way that they needed to, I can see why they may still have some leftovers there, right? Some little crumbs there of care. Um, but I don't know how I feel about it. I do feel like if Aaron lived here in the United States, closer to Kayla, and if he actually was trying hard to get her back, I think that he would have been successful, but he waited too long. And I say that just because of how she acts. So Kayla tries to explain it away. She says she doesn't agree with what he's saying, that her and Torrin are now in a different place when they were when that happened, and that she didn't try to make out with him, and she sees what he's doing, like what he's trying to do. She didn't try to go home with him. Kayla knows that her man is going to see this and he's going to feel away. So she's trying to explain it away. Um she said that Aaron is trying to make her sound like she's something she's not. And I kind of am siding on Aaron with this one. Y'all tell me what you think. He feels like Kayla is a little bit of a hypocrite, that she didn't support him when his grandfather passed. I don't feel like she owed that to him, but I see how his feelings would be hurt. And that she was talking crap about his looks and things like that online. He is pointing the plastic back at her while he's talking, and she's like, bro, what are you doing here? Get that out of my face. I hope the cameras are capturing this. And the next thing you know, you see him throw it. It's just too much. Like, it's too much. They don't need to be around each other. If there's a Love Island Beyond the Villa, I'm not going to review it because I think I'm done with this franchise. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'm ready to get rid of Peacock. The only reason why I still have Peacock is because of Real Housewives, but it's not Peacock's fault that this show has turned into what it has. It's the viewers' fault, and it's producers of the show's fault. And in seeing the way that season 7 has transpired and the way that the viewers and fans are acting, it's put a bad taste in my mouth. And I don't care to, yeah, I don't need to talk about it. Not in depth. Anyways, so I said I don't care about Aaron and Kayla anymore. Leah and Miguel arrive, and the energy shifts to good energy for a second. Kendall talks to Kayla because he has to be in the middle of things, and says they don't have to be friends. You know what's odd to me? We never got to see Serena address Kendall. I thought that this is what I feel like they missed the mark on this, because there were so many things that I wish that they would have addressed. And one of those really good things would be the way that Kendall treated some of the girls and some of the stuff that he was saying and how he switched it up and some of his microaggressions and things of that nature. But they didn't do any of that, like none. Um, so they didn't have what? Kendall says they don't have to be friends. They don't have to put in energy or effort into their exes. That's true. Connor and Aaron are talking about Kayla and her mixed signals. And Aaron is just overhearing about Kayla being happy. He can't stand it. He hates it. It's hard for him. He misses the fun Kayla, not this influencer Kayla that once likes. I do feel like the show did change a lot of them, especially her in some ways, but I feel like a lot of that is because of what she went through due to him. And just because it changes you, it doesn't mean that it can't be for the better. Connor reminds him to protect his peace, and Kaylor tells us that at this point they just need to keep their distance. I agree, and I wonder what the show would have been like had we not had to keep hearing about them. And just like that, we're back in LA. So Aaron's mom and abuela arrive for his birthday. Is she Hispanic? I'm not trying to be funny here. I just like I'm confused at why he started calling her abuela. If you know, put it down in the comments. So he's turning 28. They ask about Kaylor. To me, his mom and his grandma are so fixated on her because they keep talking about her. And then the grandma's like, I was upset with her after the reunion. Ma'am, your grandson didn't act right. He did some things. He wasn't honest with her. You all continue to coddle him and act like his behavior wasn't wrong. And Kaylor had every right to come at him the way that she did after the way he embarrassed her on that television screen. So he lets us know that he did invite Kaylor and Torrin to his party, and she said thanks. We already knew she wasn't going to that. So Liv is working on building her portfolio. She's taking pictures in an outfit that I really was like, oh, okay. Connor shows up. They talk about Aaron's party. She lets us know she's going to be sick that day. Connor is throwing it, and it's going to not just be a birthday thing, but also a send off because he's leaving. And we know that's because they're going to be done with filming. So we see Kendall hang out with his father and sister. And I'm confused because I thought Kendall told us he was Black. I mean, maybe he is, but yeah. Anyways, I thought his father was going to look, and I know, especially with my family, that it comes in all different, shapes, sizes, colors, all of that. But I just, yeah, I expected a little something different visually. Anyways, so he tells his sister and dad that he's planning on sticking around in LA, that he's working and he has brand deals in the works and he's taking classes and he's about to go to Vegas. He lets them know that his talk with Nicole went well, even though she betrayed him. He doesn't resent her, and he knows that he's going to have to be vulnerable again. He asks his father, he's like, you and mom got a divorce, and I just want to know, like, how do I go about navigating a split? Kendall is acting like this just happened, number one. Number two, like he was married to this girl. And number three, like they got kids or something. His dad basically tells him to continue to focus on him. So Liv, Leah, Kenny, and Miguel link up. It wasn't Liv. Why did I put Liv? It was Leah, Janae. It was Janae, Leah, Kenny, and Miguel. They link up to drink and catch up. Cordell and Serena are arriving as well. And I was so happy to see Cordell and Serena. Serena is happy when she's around everybody, but she seems even happier when her man is there. So we find out that Janae is going to be leaving in 2 days, that she doesn't love LA, but it, doesn't make sense for her to remain there because she isn't working and it's too expensive. No, she didn't say she doesn't love LA. She says she loves LA, but it doesn't make sense for her to stay there because, she has other things that she has to do and it's very expensive. We find out then that, Kenny's brother Gabe is good and stable and that he was able to see him and come back. Leah says that her health issues have opened her eyes more than ever about what it is that she wants to do. We find out that Cordell will continue to be filming and he's going to be in the new season of Reasonable Doubt on Hulu with Morris Chestnut. I hope he's in there for multiple episodes. Cordell, one thing about Cordell is doing everything that he wanted to do. He said he wanted a model. He was already doing it, but he got to do it some more. He said he wanted Cheez-Its endorsements. He wanted to be able to act, and he's doing it. It was very smart of him not to commit to doing this show because he does not want to be known as a reality star. He wants to be known as a plethora of things, and I respect that. So he's about to leave out that same day. Serena is obviously going to miss her man. Janae is going to be going to France, and Leah will be going there as well, and they're going to link up. Miguel is supposed to go, but his visa is expiring, so he's not sure if he's going to be able to. He has to make sure that he takes care of that. And, Janae gives them a great suggestion, which is to go ahead and get married. We find out that Kenny does not want to live in New York, that he wants to live in Vegas and Florida. And Serena is shocked to hear him say that he would stay in Vegas. We know that that's not happening, that it just sounds good. We see that a bunch of people came to celebrate Aaron, a bunch of his LA friends and the guys. And by guys, I mean like Connor, Kendall, and Connor, Kendall, and Kenny. So his mom is all over TikTok and he watches a lot of the people's stories and they're talking about how much, things have changed. And his grandmother jokes about how much she can tell that Kendall likes this attention. He likes doing these things. The subject of where Kenny's going to live comes up. And Aaron's mother tells Kenny, whatever happens, they gave us so many clues here in this episode that it was about to be done. So whatever happens with you and Janae, you always have your family. Aaron lets us know that, he doesn't think Kenny is as happy as he presents. I think Aaron was right. I think we saw it a lot in this. And I'm glad that Janae was able to find out when she was. His mom keeps bringing up Kaylor. Lady, it's a wrap. Let it go. Aaron tells us he wants her to be happy and they probably won't see each other ever again. So Torrin and Kaylor have a romantic date that Torrin has planned. She talks about Aaron the whole entire date. I know that's because of production, but I'm just saying. Talks about his birthday dinner and the invite and their fight in Miami and how at this point the chapter is closed. We find out that she is about to move to New York and it's all happening because of this show. She can afford it because of this show. Torrin lives in Nashville, but he's glad that she's going to be moving to New York because that's an easier flight for him. Janae is packing. She's ready for reasonable gas prices. She claims her relationship with Kenny is solid. They hug and they say they'll see each other in 5 days. And we get a sign that says 8 weeks later, Janae and Kenny broke up. They provide screenshots, but they blur out a lot of it. And I guess they like wrapped up filming completely because I would think that they would want Janae or Kenny to respond to it, but they didn't. They didn't give as much detail as we saw on social media, and unfortunately I feel that way about this show. I feel like I learned more about these people in watching clips on TikTok and IG than I did on this show that is called Beyond the Villa. If you want to hear more about Janae and Kenny, I got a video up here somewhere. Where is it? It's in my I think, is it in my Say What or in my And Another Thing? I think it's in my And Another Thing playlist where I talk about it and I read some of what was said in terms of the messages. So Connor says, bye to Aaron by coming over. They talk about Kaylor. Bottom line is they are in different paths now. And in my opinion, Aaron still wants her because he keeps on talking about how things could be. He's even at one point blaming the show for things getting messed up. No, it's because of you. So now he has to wish her the best in hopes that one day she'll text him and they'll have a final FaceTime conversation. Okay, Aaron, whatever. He says he's trying to be as true to himself as he can. And some of his cast are chasing fame, opportunity, and money. And that's probably not the best thing to chase. He's about happiness. I'm so tired of him talking about what his other cast members are doing when it's clear that he doesn't have close relationships with a lot of his cast members. I'm just saying. Period. And I think that some of the people that he's referring to do actually have happiness. Maybe Kenny wasn't happy because he had to fake it for almost a year, but I think the others were. So Leah says happiness for her is being with her loved ones and her animals. Kenny says it's coming to terms with who he is as a person. I guess they did this after the show. For Janae, it's seeing her friends and loved ones content. For Liv, it's having a backbone. Serena says making her supporters happy makes her happy. And Kaylor is still trying to figure it all out. And that's the end. Womp, womp. Overall, I give this season out of a score of 0 to 5, I give it a 2. Seriously. You all tell me what you thought overall of this season, this episode. It's been real. If you only come here for Love Island content, I'm sorry. This is probably going to be it. because I'm just so over it. Like after watching some other things and here, it's to the point where seeing the negativity is so unfortunate and it's so draining, and seeing the racist remarks and things of that nature is too heavy. And I do not want my channel to be about that. I address things sometimes, but that is just too dark for me. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Hit the like button as it helps the channel. Check out some of the other content that's on. Until next time.